able to interact.
They're answering, but they're answering in the chat.
Yeah.
Kindly stand, please. In our Rotary meeting, and so this meeting now is called to an order. And the acting sergeant of arms now sitting in for Jamal. Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order, and coming now to do our Rotary grace is none other than Terry Samita.
Let us bow. O Lord, who knows our need, help us fulfill our Rotary. We live to serve you every day in all we think or do or say. Accept our prayers for this meal, restore, inspire, and heal. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much, Karen Speaker. And now, loyal toast. We none other than Lieutenant Wilkie to do our loyal toast to the King and to the Commonwealth.
Toast to the King, Queen, Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
To the
King, Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you so much. I see you didn't forget the Queen.
Yeah.
That's good. Excellent, excellent. All right, thank you. And what a pleasant, you may be seated. And what a pleasant good afternoon it is. And we truly want to just welcome you all to another exciting,
yes, sir.
Another exciting Rotary Club of Nassau meeting. And under the theme, together.
Yes, sir.
And we are all together again today. And what a pleasant day it is. It's a lovely day, a beautiful day here in sunny Bahamas. Sunny a little bit, but sunny Nassau, Bahamas.
Sunny, gray, wet.
Yeah.
Sunny, gray, wet Bahamas.
Liquid sunshine, man.
We
Liquid
have
sunshine.
liquid sunshine, cool down. At least we're not as bad as Paris. I see in Paris they are warning their citizens to stay indoors. Do not come out at no cost. And you come out at your own detriment.
Oh, yeah.
But in the Bahamas, we are out and about and we are enjoying sun, sand, and sea. So as we move along, we like to recognize our visiting Rotarians. And so we're going to start in-house. We want to start in-house. And so if you could just stand and let us know which club you represent, or if you're visiting, let us know as well. So the floor is open to those visitors. First of all, do we have any visitors in the house?
I think we do.
Yes.
I don't know what needs to be. As we know, I don't need to put anybody down, but it's very hard for men to multitask. It's nice to get somebody back home. But we are from the Rotary Club of Goals, which stands for Global Service.
Rotary Club of Goals.
Yes. So we chartered in 2021 for COVID hit. So we did charter as a hybrid club because we had members worldwide. We had members from California, Barbados, Trinidad, Antigua, Dominican Republic, Florida, California, and so on. So that's basically how we established our club. We're a service club, so we tend to help out other clubs in need of manpower. As you know, especially within where we are in the Durham region, the clubs tend to be aging out. So because they're aging out, they can't really do as much. So we try to help and support those clubs that need those added helping hands. So that's how Rotary Club of Goals came to be. My husband got involved in Rotary. I was a Rotarian.
Hold it right here. Do you want to come to the mic, please? I don't know if those on Zoom can hear you, and you have a very good presentation. Come to the mic. Come to the mic. So we can also hybrid as well. Just quickly.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody online. Welcome, welcome. So we are from the Rotary Club of Goals, Global Outreach and Local Service. So how we got involved, I was a Rotarian. I've been a Rotarian for about 5 years. And I was with a Rotary Club until I decided to charter a club on my own. So that's why we were chartered in June of 2021. My views were more outside of the box compared to the club I was with. So that's what encouraged me to charter a club. So as you know, when you charter a club, you have to have 20 members. So that's how I got my husband in. I needed 20. He was a Toastmaster. He chartered a club, needed 20. That's how I got into Toastmasters. So we kind of help each other out. But our role as with goals is global outreach and local service. So we are a service club and we help other Rotary clubs that need additional hands to support their projects. So that's what we do. And we are here on vacation. So we thought we'd look out for other Rotary clubs that had meetings going on, and we thought we'd visit. And I'm happy to say, I don't know if it's happy or sad, but my husband contacted 4 Rotary clubs in the Bahamas, and you were the only one to respond.
Good answer.
Thank you. Welcome. I mean, isn't that lovely? Isn't that a good report? A good report. Let's give it again. Oh, Rotarian in the house. We just so happy to have you. And indeed, feel welcome, and feel right at home.
Before you, I neglected to, if I can invite you back again to come to the lectern.
Yes. Come back up. Take it a bit.
As a banner exchange, I know you've come to the Bahamas and you would have gotten some sun, some sand, and sea in your shoes.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Oh,
Where have you been?
We were in a conference last week for Toastmasters.
Oh,
And now we're on vacation for class.
okay,
So this is day 2 of our vacation and we're sharing it with you.
beautiful.
Awesome.
Beautiful. So this is now full legal party, yeah? Kind of.
Sure.
Kind of.
Sure.
Okay, right. So just as they put in the take box, this is our honor exchange, so they can demonstrate to the folks who are going to really in fact come to the Bahamas. Kindly share this with the public, people lives.
Thank you so
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
All right, let's give it up for them. The Gold Schools Rotarian Club. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Moving right along. Do we have any other visiting Rotarians? Do we have any visiting Rotarians on the call? Anyone on Zoom? Visiting Rotarians on Zoom? Do you wish to open up your mic and just say a brief hello to us, please? We'll appreciate it.
Good afternoon, Nadia Bain, visiting from Rotary Club of Old Port.
Nadia, that's the name sound familiar to us. Hi, Nadia, how are you doing?
I am well. Happy to see you all.
Happy to see you too, my friend. Very good. Anyone else? Any other visiting Rotarians on the call?
Hi, good afternoon, President Kathy from the Rotary Club of South Ocean. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madam President. We are always glad to have, and particularly when the sitting presidents join us, glad to have you in our midst today. Any other Rotarians on the call? Do we have any visitors on the call?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. My name is PP Jackie Gibson. I'm all the way from the island of Eleuthera, and I currently serve as club secretary.
Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Good.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Rotarians.
Charlene Kearney, Rotary Club of New Providence.
Thanks, Charlene. Thanks so much, Charlene, for joining us. We're happy that you're able to join us. Thank you so much.
I'm Mike Dara. I'm from South Jacksonville, Florida.
Good afternoon. Welcome aboard. Thank you so much for joining us, and we're so happy that you're able to be a part of us today. Okay, thank you so much, Mike. Look like we done with all the visiting Rotarians.
Hi, good afternoon. It's
Good
Karen
afternoon.
here visiting from Rotary Club in Nassau Sunrise.
Always. Thanks so much, Karen. Thanks so much, Karen, for joining us. We're so happy to have you as well joining us.
Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
Oh, hi, Karen Kino. What part of the world are you on to now? Yeah, this is the chair of the membership. What part of the world are you, Mr. Kino?
I am not too far from Mike. I'm in Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. I'm on the campus of Palm Beach Atlantic College, getting our children sorted out, and it's just a joy to tune into the club and see all of our friends coming in from Eleuthera, coming in from Bulls, coming in from our good friend Nadia, coming in from Old Fort. It's just great to have all of you sitting in our club today. We're just so happy to have all of you here. Charlene, it's good to see you from Rotary Club of New Providence. I'm happy that you all are tuned in. I know we're gonna have a wonderful time at our meeting today. Thank you so much, Mr. Sergeant at Arms. You all have a wonderful meeting.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Kino, President, Chairman of the Membership Committee, and congratulations on your kids' college and university studies as they go forward. Do we have any visitors on the call?
Okay, Rotarian Wayne, I just want to introduce my guests for the maybe 4th or 5th time, Cynthia Bodie, and I believe she went to Palm Beach, Atlantic. If not, she did go to school in Palm Beach.
Okay, good. Beautiful. You need to connect with Rotarian Kino then.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us again. The 5th time. Something wrong with that picture. Something wrong.
That will change. That will change as of today.
All right. We're saying, Kino?
That will change as of today.
I look forward to hearing from you, Kino.
You will.
Okay, good. We got that wrap up. Good. Any more visitors on the call? Okay, good. So we just want to say a happy welcome on behalf of the President, President Darren. I just want to welcome you all to this afternoon's meeting, and we trust and hope that you'll find something to take away and keep you going for the rest of the week. Okay, and so coming to bring his remarks and announcements, be none other than our President, Darren Bean. Please.
Thank you so kindly, the acting sergeant at arms, RCN.
Together.
Boy, you are speaking. I'm going to take a spread again. RCN. One line. Let's go. RCN.
Together.
Together.
Oh, wow. Let's try a line again. RCN.
Together.
Together.
It is so good to see all of you visiting with us today. So good to be back here in the meeting. Good to have all of our visiting Rotarians who are joining us today. This promises to be a very, very exciting meeting, so I won't be too long in my announcements. One of the things that, in terms of announcements, at the President's Council this week, we would have had a wonderful contribution by Arthur Sheila and her team, who would have spoken to us about months. So I'm going to take a very few moments just to invite Sheila to come forward to speak about what is planned for. I'm very long, Sheila. You on the spot, 300 minutes. And so just come very quickly to speak about it, because there's some wonderful things that are planned for next year. Also, in terms of this coming Saturday, as you all would know, Saturday the 26th is going to be a time when we as RCN give back to the community. In our giving back, we planned for the annual back to school drive, which promises to be very, very exciting. We're excited about it. This is a time when we go into the community, the Stephen Dillon in particular, and there are some students there who need our help. And so we've been able to solicit the support of members from our club in preparing the back to school packs that we're going to give out. I'm going to invite Sabina now, who's going to speak to the program that is planned for this coming Saturday. And here's how we need your support. We need all of our members to come and join us on this coming Saturday between 9 to 12. That's those persons who are in-house and also those who are joining us live via Zoom to please join us this coming Saturday between the hours of 9 to 12. That's the first assistance we need. The second thing we need is that from you, the members as well, in terms of your financial contributions, any contributions that you can make is going to go to a worthy cause. Don't send me down. I've already paid my dues. Thank you for doing a wonderful job. We need a little bit more. And so any contribution you can make between now and Saturday, we are appealing for you to come on and give it. Don't be like Keno, who's traveling and vacationing there in Palm Beach. Keno, again, you can, send your funds online.
Exactly. Thank you.
We're going to need your support in that regard because the students in that community, some of them not so fortunate, but they need our support tangibly. So we're going to be able to demonstrate to them how much we care about their concern in that community as well. We're looking forward to your support. If you can't find me, we have shared the online transfers that can make it possible, or you can find Sabino or Orlando or any of the members of that team to be able to make your contribution. We'll be looking forward to your support. But come on, Sabino, let's go. Let's make the announcement for this coming Saturday. And she's going to speak very specifically what we have planned.
President Brown already said it all. We're not going to start. We haven't started. I'm fine for this. It's only the top and arms. I think it's supposed to ring the bell, but. So yeah, I don't know about that. That's but listen here, we have something exciting taking place on this coming Saturday. Saturday at our adopted school, Stephen Dillon Primary School. President Ryan said you need to be there for 9 a.m., but we need you to be there to volunteer your service from 8 a.m. because we're going to stack up and we're going to have not just the regular backpack giveaway and luncheon giveaway, but we have an exciting program planned, a pep rally. Now let's get started here. You gotta be like the children, you gotta get down to their level. But we have a pep rally that we have planned. We have health screening for the adults. If you need your free pressure taken, blood, sugar, whatever it is, we have the Nurses Association along with some doctors who will be there to provide that service. Additionally, we will have a teacher who has a puppet ministry. She's going to be there to just showcase her talent. We have the world famous, and I can say that because he is the world famous Orlando Miller, aka Landlord, who is an international award winner and a local award winner who will be there to render a few selections. We have a DJ, and I'm telling you, a DJ that's going to be hot, bouncing castles, face painting. Bring your children so they can know how to give back to the community also. And then, of course, we have our very own Darren and Dan who will share some inspirational nuggets for that evening. So we need you to come out that morning, but we ain't going into the evening, but that morning. So we're excited. We're going to canvass the area on Friday, commencing at 5:30 p.m. just to touch base with the persons in the community. And we're excited about Saturday. So come out, give your 3 hours, your 1 hour, your 30 minutes, whichever it is. Come out and let's be a part of this together action. More talk is further to come as it relates to education and literacy happening. Thank you.
You want to hear lunch? Hey, Shelby. Hi there, Shelby. Chandler.
Hi.
You have the birthday music and stuff ready?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because Gabby celebrated her 21st birthday on, what day was Gabby? Huh? On the 18th.
21 on the 18th. Okay.
Right. 21 times.
I'm trying to get like a straight away to tell like your boss or your mind straight.
Yeah.
No, I can try this now. Boss or mind straight. Well, I don't know.
I didn't know what that means.
What's the name?
Number 18.
Yeah, what is today's date?
So
I can take this away right now.
Uh-huh.
What is today's date? Today's the 22nd.
22nd.
When was yours?
18.
I ain't quite sure. Huh? Who won 8?
Look at the expert minds.
Yeah, you guys sound right. You know, but people usually have with the guy. How does it sound look? I ain't quite sure I can work.
Oh, gosh.
No, the number, I trying to get it. Give me the number again. How much?
018-188. 818.
That's straight away one second.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But to me, I try numbers once, I stop buying numbers and then. So
Me too. I would you.
I buy it once. And I went.
So she.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. So I can party all night.
I like the better walk oil. But happy birthday to you, Gabby. Time is moving, so let's go right into our program. We indeed have a very special speaker today, who is stationed in Florida. And he's going to come and share with us. I'm going to invite our Sheila to come to introduce our speaker for today on a very, very important topic. And certainly our membership keynote will be interested in hearing the discussion for today. But the really one that speaks to membership. Thank you again, Sheila, for coming to introduce. You've got to keep an eye on our big Sheila in terms of situation.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong, actually. I'm joking to get some.
Oh, it's working.
Oh, beautiful. This is beautiful.
What's up?
Hi.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for turning out in such great numbers today. Like Dara, you did it. You actually got people to show up. Anyway, it's my honor to introduce Mike Dara, who is the
Happy
coordinator for Zone 34, and also I count as a good friend. Mike Dara's passion is membership. He believes clubs thrive by meeting the needs of their members, to connect with others, and to make a difference in their communities. Mike was on the South Jacksonville, Florida Club's membership team for 10 years.
Wow.
He became district membership co-chair in 2015, then district governor in 2019. In January 2020, he was asked to help start new clubs throughout our Florida, Georgia, Caribbean zone. That's zone 34. Which zone are we in?
34.
Good. And in 2021, he began leading our zone membership too. Mike has started numerous Rotary clubs and other volunteer organizations. He's found that those that succeed understand their members and regularly adapt so that, oh my God, oops, it disappeared.
Oops.
Sorry, my phone jumped. Mike has started numerous Rotary clubs and other volunteer organizations. He's found that those that succeed understand their members and regularly adapt so they stay relevant and energized. On a personal side, Mike worked for CSX Railroad for almost 30 years after graduating from Stanford Business School. He and his wife had 2 married sons, 3 grandbabies, and 2 dogs who are adopted members of the family. I love dog people.
and cat people and raccoon people. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone. I'd like to introduce Mike. Please let's welcome him. So we RCN
Oops. Drop mic. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Sheila. I've got to tell you, I have heard the birthday song. I have played it on piano, but I have not seen the birthday song dance. So that is really cool. It is good to be in the Bahamas where people are lively. So Sheila and Darren asked me to talk to you about membership. And they called me since I get to work with about 800 clubs across the Caribbean, Florida, and Georgia. And I get to see what they're doing. So I'm going to share what works and maybe a little about what doesn't work. But first, if I could just ask some of the folks in the crowd, can you hear me in the room and can you hear me on Zoom? First, in the room, is it okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, how about in Zoom? Is it okay?
Yes, it's good.
Yes.
Okay, thank
we
you.
can hear you.
All right, thanks much. I'm going to talk to you about the sort of clubs I've seen that really work well. And I'm going to use a word that I got from Stephanie Urchik. She uses the word irresistible to talk about clubs. And you're going to hear more about irresistible clubs because Stephanie is going to be the president of Rotary International next year, and she's going to be talking a lot about irresistibility. So what's an irresistible club? It's not one set formula. It's more of an approach toward people. Some describe it as must-see TV. It's a club meeting that everybody's talking about. And if you miss it, you regret it. It's more than just the meeting, though. Rotary, when its members get involved, is like a sport played really well. You don't play for the spectators. You play it for yourself and for each other. You learn some techniques that make you more effective, but you get the most out of it when you get out on the field and you jump into the game. The interesting thing about Rotary is it's not meant to be a sport where you sit back and watch. No, the best part comes from being able to play. And if you see someone sitting on the sidelines, what do? You find out what they like to do and you drag them onto the field. But let's get to the basics of what Rotary really is. I'm going to ask you a question, and I'll need Sheila to count the answers in the room and Francina to help me count on Zoom. So Zoomers, I notice most of you don't have your cameras on, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But if you have to, use chat. And I just have to say, for those of us who are on Zoom, all we had to do today was put on a shirt. All those folks that are out there in the room, now I haven't seen the camera completely, but I think all of them have to put on pants as well. So we get a big advantage out of this. So here's my question, and help me count this up, Francina and Sheila. Is Rotary, when it was founded, was it a service group that had members? Or, I'm going to come back and get a count on this, or was it a membership group that does service? Okay, how many people say it's a service group that has members? Hold up your hand in the room and put your answers in chat, I guess, for those that are on Zoom.
One in the room.
We've got one in the room.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm seeing other people say, was it a membership group that does service?
Membership.
All right, so it's mostly membership in the room.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, it looks like we've got membership that provides services mostly.
Yes.
So now I'm going to come back with one other question, and then I'm going to answer the question. somebody in the room. So Sheila, you cannot answer this, okay? When was Rotary founded? Just the year, the year.
1905.
1905. All right, who was it that said that, Sheila?
It was about visiting Canadian Rotarian, actually.
Oh, man. All right. Well, all right, so I'm going to answer that in just a second, but just to give you a background, my grandfather actually joined Rotary about 15 years after it was founded. Yeah, that's like 1920. And my dad joined in the 1940s. So I've got a sense of the history, but I've just recently read a number of books about Rotary's history. Rotary was actually started by 4 people who wanted to improve their connections in the business community. It was a member-focused organization. Let's go back, 1905. Business was pretty wild. People literally sold snake oil. They dropped snakes in a bottle. It was called snake oil, and you rubbed it on yourself or you drank it, and boy, it did great things for you. It wasn't regulated at all, at least in the States, until 1906. Those were the first regulations. Britain had some regulations before that. But buyer beware was how you did business. So having an organization to get to know different types of people, people you could trust, that was the founding principle of Rotary. And the word Rotary, that meant we're all equal. We rotate the meeting to different members' offices. So within months, here we come with the service side. One of the members proposes that they help a young doctor get a horse so he could make house calls out in the country. And about 60% of the population lived in the country. So they all chipped in, didn't think about it, and they bought a horse. But they discovered charitable work was kind of addictive. And within a year, they realized they could, together, have a big impact if they do something for the community. So they built the first public toilets in Chicago. And talk about a big impact. Now, this is a lunch meeting, so I'm not going to describe what was happening in the alleyways before the first public toilet, but that first intentional act of charity helped Rotarians realize they were much more effective as a group of individuals than as individuals. The first project started them down a road that got more and more involved in service. They almost went the other way and said, well, we're primarily service. And then they came to the realization it was the group that made the service effective, not the service that created the group. So I understand Darren has come up with a single word that he uses on your meeting notices and other material, but I'm forgetting what it was. What's the word, Darren?
RCN?
Together.
RCN?
Together.
So I'm going to use that word in a sentence that Stephanie Urchik, remember, president next year for Rotary International, she created this 5 years ago when she and a group of people were trying to capture what Rotary does and what it means. Here's our vision statement. Together, we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. So how does this make an irresistible club? An irresistible club does 2 big things. It gives members a place to get to know each other, to be together, a safe place where we can exchange ideas, learn about our community, and develop friendships. When people in the States complain about division in our society, I remind them about Rotary. We all know people who voted, I know people who voted for Trump, and I know people who voted for Obama and Biden. But when I know them in Rotary, I know they're all good people. We know people who take strong stands on topics we disagree with, and we realize they must be pretty good people outside, if they're outside in the 90-degree heat, putting paint on some retired lady's house that we just fixed up so that she can get up the ramp in a wheelchair. I get to know a lot of people that I'd never meet in a work situation. People that I can absolutely depend on. Rotary brings us together. If we don't take advantage of that, if we just attend a meeting and don't interact, then shame on us. We're not getting the core benefit of Rotary. So what about the second thing that makes a club irresistible? Rotary helps us be bigger than ourselves. The club in 1906 and 1907, that first club, they found this. And eventually they came up with our motto, service above self. I mentioned the vision statement and I'll repeat it again. Together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. You know, I can't say that last phrase. Seriously, I can't say that last phrase without getting choked up. Because my kids learned from an early age that we Rotarians and their kids just go out and help people. They learned from a biracial group of South Africans, which visited my Rotary Club a year after apartheid ended, and they stayed in my home for a week. My kids learned that we listen so that we understand. And they realized with that group that they listened to each other, and that's what created peace. Rotary gives us so many opportunities to grow and expand and to be better people, but we only get that gift if we practice togetherness. We get that gift in three ways: making an effort to join others by coming onto Zoom early and to get to know others. I've got to say, when we have Zoom in the States, more often than not, people do turn on their cameras and we start talking. And in the really clubs that have it down, they start breaking out. It's like having a table, a breakout room. So people get together in groups of 5 or 6, and they start talking until meeting time. Second way, I mentioned on the field, pulling that new person into a conversation. When you're deep in conversation with a good friend. I brought somebody into our club who left, and I asked them, why did they leave? And they said, well, it's clear you're a club of good friends. And I said, well, you mean we're a friendly club? And he said, no, not really. You're a club of good friends. People would come up to me and say, oh, you're Nick. And he'd say, no, yeah, my name's Neil. Oh, yeah. And then they'd see their friend and jump away and cross right in front of me. He said, it's a club of good friends, but it's not a friendly club. And the third thing that I'll offer you is we need to get ourselves to a social, or most of all, a service project where we get a chance to really get to know others. 8 a.m. Saturday morning. It's a great chance. Those people who show up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday morning are half crazy, but that's the thing. We get to share that with them. So you've got a great club. You had the first Rotary Club in the Bahamas more than 60 years ago. You have, how much? Did I get that wrong?
Oh, you're right, 61.
Okay, 61. You had a hybrid club that showed the rest of us throughout the zone, what it took to have a Zoom meeting about 3 years ago. If you all hadn't done that sort of work, we might have lost Rotary. And you even increased your size of your club, even in the face of a worldwide pandemic. So you all are pretty awesome. Here's your test for irresistibility. And it's a test for every member of the club, not just the leaders. Your test today is to hold yourself accountable to the vision statement with the very first word, together. If you think you can hear me talk, then walk out the door or hit end on your Zoom screen. You've missed the opportunity of Rotary. So fellow Zoomers, here's your charge. You only get the true benefit when you get to know the other Rotarians. You need to come on early. Take charge of the Zoom session if somebody's not there. You need to ask whoever's handling the room to mute the room, the mic in the room, so you can talk prior to the formal meeting and get to know each other. You need to make the other Zoomers want to come on early and to tell how their week has gone, to talk about how business is going, to draw them out so you get to know each other. And when there's a chance for in-person service or socials, to get out there and get to know the roomers. Those are ROOMERs. By the way, when you're not there in the room, they probably do the RUMORS about you, but that's just, just saying. But you need to turn on your cameras so we get to see those great expressions on your face. All we have to do, as I said, is put on a shirt. Those folks in the room had to put on pants. We've got the easy part. In Rotary, it's the connections that make and create the value. Seeing faces, it's a part of the energy in a meeting. I got to tell you, it's tough to talk to a bunch of black boxes on a screen. And now to the folks in the room, you don't escape this. You need to find people who can make that room hum with conversation. You need to have two clubs when you meet, one with room and the other with Zoom. You need to find interesting folks that help build that room energy. One of our most successful clubs, when I said, how have you grown so much? And you all have grown a lot. They said, we want interesting people because they're normally leaders. They normally like to make change, but they're interesting. And one other thing, you need to make sure to welcome the Zoomers when they show up at socials and service projects and get to know them. I am really proud when I saw that your membership chair, Kino, had said, you're now wearing badges. I've got to tell you, when I show up at a meeting and the people say, oh no, we don't need badges, we know all each other. I don't know them. A new member in the room doesn't know them. Those badges are for the new folks and for the folks that, like me, are getting a little older and maybe need some help on remembering a large club like yours. The temptation is to think that your club is roomers versus Zoomers. It's not. You have two teams, but when they meet, they can accomplish so much more together than they can alone. You have to develop that culture of together. So last couple of things. I looked at your membership plan and your club statistics. Just something I want to mention to you. We're able to see if people leave clubs at a higher rate than normal. Your club's got a little bit of that attrition going on, and it means some of the members need to reach out and make sure that each person feels that connection. And it means that new members need to take the responsibility to dive in and get to know others in the club. You have an incredible club with history. You've created a Zoom revolution just a few years ago, but to be that irresistible club, it falls back on each and every one of you to make that effort to reach out. If you'll do, you'll find the gift of Rotary in the friendships and in the things we're able to accomplish together, not alone. Thanks.
All right, let's give it up, let's give it up, let's give it up. Wow, what a powerful presentation. I mean, wow. It is so encouraging, Mike, to hear those different nuggets that you presented today. And I'm quite sure those of us in the room here, or Rotarians, all of us here, we're going to take some of them and we're going to just going to fly. We're going to fly higher. Q&A, anyone have any questions that they'd like to ask? Yes, I'll get all the way to Canada. Come to the mic, please.
RCN, don't let Canada beat itself for everything.
That's correct. Hi there, sir. Thank you very much for that informative and inspiring talk. It's fantastic. My wife and I are visiting from near Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Our membership, we started 2 years ago with 22 members or so. And in 2.5 years, unfortunately, our membership has shrunk a little bit due to different reasons. But now we have 8 members. And many of our members are international and virtual and far away. So we have many more Zoomers than we do roomers. And I'm wondering 2 things. Firstly, how do we address the fact that we have so many more Zoomers, other than getting them to turn on the camera and encourage them to come out to our meetings? And secondly of all, how do you create that buzz that you're talking about, the welcome? Because we all are friends, the 8 of us that are left, we have 6 that are very active. We're all friends, we come out to the meetings, we do chat. But how do you create that buzz with so few people when you welcome in or try to incorporate new people into that group?
So it comes down to the value equation. People are members of Rotary because they get value. And you have to figure out for your club where you create that value for people. Some clubs do it in, well, I should not just say some, every club does it in a slightly different way. Some of them do it in a significantly different way. There are some new satellite clubs and some standalone clubs now in the US called impact clubs. Their full function is to do service, and sometimes it's focused in certain areas. I heard you talking about your club doing global things. And what's really interesting with Rotary is we don't have a whole lot of success in getting people to think globally. It's a different sort of mindset. Most people join Rotary because of local things, to get to know people locally and to get to know people who are going to make change in the local communities. The international stuff is, for most clubs, not a big impact. So the thing I can offer you is, if you'll give me a call, and I'll put my information in the chat, or Sheila's got my information. She can tell you how to get in touch. There's a global club here in our zone, here just south of me, that is just chartered. They were a satellite, and now they've got people from all around the world. And they found a way to make a link to those folks. So I'll connect you with them and help you figure out how do you find that value and the sort of person that you want, so you know where to look and how to hook that person in so they'll come and take part. But it's got to be the value equation that you look at.
Thank you. Hi, Mike, this is a question. What suggestions do you have to make that bridge between new members and the old members?
Between the new and the old members?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So I understand you all have a buddy system.
Yes.
We've got what we call a membership action plan, where every month we have a webinar. And on that, we have some topic. We spend 45 minutes, but we get some of the best people, some of the best clubs throughout the district to talk about what they do. And one of the things that they do with the new members is they make certain they've got a really good onboarding program, so that those folks get pulled in and they get a feeling of being a class unto themselves. Sheila just talked about, she was telling me yesterday that there will be a new member kind of orientation session that she's going to be working with there in the Bahamas, on Nassau.
Yes.
That's also an opportunity to develop a sense of that group of a class where they know each other. I came in with one other person at the time I joined, and she and I remained friends for years. But that was new, but that helped connect me. And then we were able to connect outside of that. The challenge with the older members is you have to find those older members and convince the older members they want to open up to the newer members. That is a challenge, and I'll offer it to the people in the room. It's so easy to get comfortable and be a room of friends rather than a friendly room. If you see that new person, here's one thing some clubs do. They have a secret person in the room. And I've entered, and occasionally as a visitor, I've been made the secret person. And if everyone in the room hasn't shaken my hand and found out something about me, where I work, whether I have kids, something like that, they got to throw $1, or if they've done it more than once, they got to throw $5 in a pot, because it's just felt there's no excuse for not greeting every new person, every visitor and they do that. Now, some clubs would find that abhorrent, but I found it really effective because I made sure next time I visited that club, I shook hands with everybody, even the person that came in 1 minute late. I found an excuse to shake their hand, but it was a game at that point. So that's one way to do it, but it is reaching out from both sides.
Okay, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Any other final questions before we move on?
Oh, God.
Well, we want to thank you so much for words of wisdom. I'm quite sure that they'll go a long way. Your presentation was just spectacular. Very, very inspiring words, and came straight from the wisdom, the wisdom that you have. I'll be really happy. Sheila, you have a final word to say?
I think you just said it all. It was thought provoking.
Sheila saying is thought provoking, and something for us to feed on. And I'm quite sure we can feed on that for the rest of this Rotary Review.
Well, Darren, you gave me the word, dude. I mean, so if anybody's said the thought-provoking word, together was the word that pulled it for me.
Mike, I want to thank you on behalf of our club. Indeed, the words you have shared with us, they were thought-provoking. It's evident those words came from your heart as you shared them with us. And myself, along with the executive team, will take those words of encouragement given to us and the challenge to be able to make sure that we become the club that's irresistible, not just for our existing members, but for prospective members as well. And our membership chair is on the call, be able to see what you've shared. So again, thank you very much. You will get the virtual certificate to you for your participation today. But again, thank you so much. And if there's anything that we're going to take away from this conversation, it's a lot of things you should take away. But we've got to focus on our membership. We thank you again for that. And it's good that those of us who are here today have on plans. I'm happy about that. And I like the idea in terms of the challenge to find people who do not interact. So you can look at it again. But thank you very much for sharing with us today. Okay, just looking at, I would have mentioned one birthday celebration. We'll look again in terms of recognizing our membership. Let's go back to the screen now and chat up. So members who celebrated their birthdays are as follows. We have Yvette, who's celebrating on the 22nd. Catherine, my Cat Island buddy, is celebrating on the 23rd. And then Kristen is celebrating on the 30th. So let's come on and let's take that song forward.
We're actually singing the song?
Huh?
We're actually singing.
Okay, play the song, sing the song. Sing along. Sing along, it's like karaoke. You need to get the words on the screen.
No problem.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. How old am I now? My birthday, come again. My birthday, come again. My birthday.
moving on anniversaries, we have Brianna celebrating on the 21st of August, so yesterday. So she would have been celebrating 5 years. I saw Maxine on the call, who's celebrating on the 25th. 3 years, Rotary birthday, Maxine. Lizette celebrating 3 years on the 25th, and Lana celebrating on the 27th, 10 years. And so we say to those members, congratulations on your outstanding achievements. You have the raffle.
Find my data. And they did.
Make sure everybody gets a chance to participate.
Who find my tickets? I lost my tickets.
So if you lose that one, that's it.
That's it. Make sure you shake it up.
Sure you didn't eat it?
I don't want to hear.
I can say that all the time. Contribution. Four, eight, eight. Five.
Nine.
Six. Two. 5, 6, 2. 5, 6, 2.
5, 6, 2.
Hold on.
Huh?
No, 5, 6, no.
This look like 5, 6, 2 to me. The screen there.
Not again.
And we have a winner.
I know, right?
Okay, let's take a picture.
Yes, yes, yes. Let me take a picture. Thank you. I like socks. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And all of the fines have been levied.
Thank you so much.
Yes?
I appreciate it. Was that up and
All of the fines are finished. I didn't hear no fines.
No,
so-
no, he go up no fine there. I only see one late, that's it.
That's fine, the people there.
Come now. You, Sergeant.
Huh? You got,
I only got one late person.
Yeah, sound please.
What happened to this man?
Shelby was late.
Does everyone have only 10?
Alondra, I'm not Alondra.
I heard a phone going off.
Gabby ain't bring no
What's
cake.
going on?
Who is that? Gabby, she bring no cake. You get the money.
Ah, that's not right.
No cake. Can I take cake for you?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Fine, Wilkie came early, so fine.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm coming early.
You know you wanted the gifts coming early, right?
And the next
One of your
time,
students.
tipping up the pump.
Oh.
Again. They can second me when they want it. Probably, okay, there you go.
Are we counting really? Oh my goodness.
All right, thank you so much.
Yes,
Let me know the place.
Yeah. I win again. Such thing. Oh, 115 from Raffles.
150 from Raffle, okay,
Yes.
give yourself a round of applause. Good stuff, folks, good stuff. Okay, let's start the four-way test. I'm going to invite Barbara to get with the four-way test, please.
Four-way test.
Oh.
Afternoon, Rotarians, to get the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. Repeat with me.
Fair to all concerned.
Fair to all concerned. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Will it be fun?
And with our Rotary Talks, I want to say to PhD Larry, I made an attempt. Maybe when Cat Island to do the toast the way you normally do. But it didn't quite happen. Okay, I make the discretion. So I'm going to invite PhD Larry to please come with the Rotary Talk. Only you can do it the way you do. Please.
Actually, no, it does.
Yes, and friends who I have, to all you Rotarians everywhere, especially those who are Zooming with us on air. Let's join with Rotarians everywhere and vote. The Rotary all over the world.
Thank you all so much. We just join right here very quickly for a group photo before we leave. Very quickly. Thank you.
So thank you. Keno, thank you for the information.
Thanks, Mike. We really appreciate what you did today. Great presentation. Thank you so much.
Want me to end the meeting? All right, thank you all so much. We're gonna head out now. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, Chantel.
Thanks, Chantel.
See you guys later.
Take care. Bye. Want to say bye?
Bye, everybody.
Canada says bye.
Bye.